Garrett Nussmeier and Jayden Daniels, the two veterans, fighting it out for LSU's quarterbacking duties. Miles Brennan exited stage left yesterday. Those two quarterbacks that remain met with the media today. Glen West was there. He is, of course, of 247. He joins us now. Glen, thanks for the time. How are you, man?
Hey, guys. Doing great. How are you?
Doing quite well. Your reaction to Miles Brennan, one, not being at practice yesterday, and then two, the announcement that came shortly thereafter.
Yeah, I think kind of when the media walked out there and there was no number 15 out there, you kind of got a sense that this was probably the trajectory that it was going. We hadn't really heard if there was any injuries with Miles. And so, I think it was probably an expectation, especially after getting to watch last week and kind of the full practice. And it was pretty much Daniels getting 90% of the first team reps when, with Nussmeier out. So, you had to kind of figure if Miles was really in consideration for that first team job, he would have gotten a few more, reps last week. And so, obviously it kind of brings to a close a really whirlwind career. I think it's a very unique career in terms of LSU football players because really throughout his career, Miles never did anything wrong. I mean, he stuck with it when he played well, and he kind of showed some real perseverance over the last several years through all the injuries. So I do think that there's a legacy behind just kind of sticking with it and giving this program everything he had, despite not obviously getting that ultimate goal that he wanted.
I haven't been out to every practice, but I have seen a lot of video and have been out there, and I see a lot of moving pocket drills for the quarterbacks, and certainly that's not Miles' strength, and the other guys move a little bit better than him. Do you think there was an element to this that he just wasn't quite a fit for what Brian Kelly and Mike Denbrock want to do?
Yeah, I think mobility is going to play huge into this offense. And, I don't think it's to say that Miles wasn't mobile. I think it was probably just that he wasn't near as mobile as the guys like Nussmeier and the Daniels of the world, because I do think there's going to be a really strong element to this offense of, being able to scramble, getting out and making some plays downfield when things kind of break up, with the receivers downfield. So I think kind of Nussmeier and Daniels give you your best shot at being able to extend plays and move the sticks in those kinds of situations.
Been hearing a lot of Colby Richardson buzz at the cornerback position. Do you think that's more of an indictment to the guys that we have on the roster, or more of a good thing for the team that a guy can, that's a graduate transfer, can really come in and make some impact?
I think it's probably more of the latter. I think, kind of the concern coming in was the depth at the cornerback spot. That's really no small secret. And I think if Colby Richardson wasn't ready to kind of handle first-team snaps with this program, he wouldn't be getting them. And so I think the fact that you've got a guy who's kind of flown under the radar for much of the offseason coming in and being able to take some of those reps from a Seven Banks or from a Jarrett Bernard Converse and kind of throw his name into the mix there, I think is only a good thing for this cornerback room that, really Coach Kelly said last week has kind of turned into a little bit of a deeper room than even the coaching staff thought.
Is everybody healthy there?
I believe so. We saw Seven Banks out there yesterday or a couple days ago. We saw Bernard Converse. Obviously, we only got to see most of the individual drills a few days ago on Monday for the practice. But, I think they're pretty healthy on that cornerback room. Really the only guys we saw off to the side on Monday were Jack Bash and Matthew Langlois, safety. Those were kind of the two big names that I just, didn't really see participating with the group. So I do think they're getting a little bit healthier in that secondary.
Glen West, our guest, Geaux247. All right, let's shift to what you heard from the quarterbacks today. Apparently, via Twitter, he was asked directly, "Are you the starting quarterback?" And he's like, "I don't think so." What would you make of his answers today?
That was Daniels, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I listen. I think kind of for both of these guys, they consider this more of a building each other up kind of thing more than it is a competition. I think they kind of gave the very diplomatic answers today, so there's not going to be much ruffled feathers for us media guys to chew on. But I think that, that in terms of just the big point that Nussmeier made to me and to the media really was, if he and Daniels are concerned about, who's getting these reps and who's missing these throws, it's just going to really throw the whole offense out of whack. And so the best thing they've really kind of decided as a room is to really just focus individually on what they can do to make the offense move. And I think, obviously the coaches will be able to make those decisions on who's going to be the starter, based on those kinds of performances. So I do think that it's going to be more of a building each other up process. And that was kind of the words that Nussmeier used with us today.
this is just asking a total hypothetical, but or it's something you just can't know. Do you think Brian Kelly knows who his starter is for Florida State now?
I do. I think I think he does. I think there's probably a sense that he has, a good, strong foundation of what he thinks is going to take to win that first game. And I think this is a situation that'll be very fluid throughout the season. I think you could absolutely see both of these guys play, just because they make a decision for the first handful of games. I think that's going to be kind of a big parameter, is which quarterback gives us the best chance to start off strong, and kind of roll with that guy and move on from there.
Being around this coaching staff and being at the practices, what sense do you think Coach Denbrock's going to have on offense? Do you think they're going to be more balanced, more run heavy, or do you think they're going to try to let these quarterbacks air it out? What sense do you think this offense is going to look like when the season starts?
I think it's going to be more of a balance, strictly because it kind of has to be. I mean, if you go back and look at last year, there were times where LSU really struggled to get the run game going, and it kind of really affected the rest of the game and what the offense was able to do as a result. So being able to establish the run is going to be really important. I think having some more mobile quarterbacks like Daniels and Nussmeier is really going to help your case, and being able to move the sticks early in games, get into opponents' field position, and kind of win the field position battles a little bit more. I think you got to have some more of a balanced striking there, and obviously they want to get these receivers the ball in space. That's something we've heard really ad nauseum. I mean, going back several years, really, but I do think that the big goal of this offense is to be able to find the receivers and let them make the plays.
Any clarity to the linebacker room at this point? Are they still just rotating 6 guys in there?
Yeah, I mean, the linebacker room has been so deep, it's been hard to really peg, just what they're thinking. I do believe that Mike Jones and Greg Penn are kind of the two staples there. They've obviously rotated in. Harold Perkins, the freshman, has been doing a really nice job. Wes Weeks, the transfer, has been getting some snaps as well. I think this is a much deeper room than maybe the coaching staff envisioned earlier this offseason. And so, yeah, it's been very much a trial and error kind of thing. But I do feel like they have a lot of really solid options, and really Wednesday will tell us a lot about that room and really the secondary, the quarterback battle. I mean, tomorrow is going to be the huge day in Tiger Stadium, and kind of learning how this roster looks for the Florida State game.
How's the Geaux247 community feeling about the recruiting that's gone on over the last month?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously there's been a heavy focus on Louisiana guys. I mean, the real uniqueness of kind of having 3 Baton Rouge area players commit within a week. Since I've been covering the team in 2017, I can't really recall a recruiting stretch like that in Louisiana and in Baton Rouge in particular. I mean, they are capitalizing on some of the momentum they gained in July, and obviously they have a couple more guys. Kai Preen, the athlete out of St. James, is committing tonight. That'll be a one to watch. As Alan's heard, the offensive tackle is reported by Rivals and Julie Boudouin over there. He's going to be committing on September 1st. So obviously some really big-time Louisiana talents out there that LSU still hopes to land and really mark a phenomenal start to their 2023 class.
We appreciate some time, Glenn.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Thanks so much for watching Hunt Hill on YouTube.
Now do us a favor. Hit the red subscribe button below and throw us a like. See you next time.